Something has bothered me this week that made me severely dislike the world that I live in and showcased to me just how brutal people are in regards to one sex and how forgiving they are to the other, as I found it fairly rage-inducing and having no commenting rights on Facebook. That could be a topic for a whole nother day, by the way. I decided to just cool off and make a video on it. Perfect for a Monday rant, I thought, so here we are. I'm a follower of Humans of New York. I like reading the stories of different people, same as I like watching historical documentaries and social ones of what is happening in the other countries. Find humanity fascinating. Well, this picture came up in my feed. Let me read the post out to you. It's what the girl in the picture obviously said because it's her legs. It was the summer between 8th and 9th grade. We were make-out buddies. Sometimes he'd talk to me during the day, other times he wouldn't. We were in his basement late one night, getting drunk, and he kept asking me if I wanted to do it. My heart was racing and I was terrified. I kept saying, maybe, maybe, maybe. Then he said, no more maybes. Let's flip a coin. My stomach sank. After we finished, he said, I think I heard my dad upstairs. You need to leave. I went home and filled up a whole page in my journal. I wrote in purple Sharpie over and over. It didn't happen. For the longest time, I felt like it was my fault for feeling hurt. Like I was being overly sensitive. It took 5 years for me to realize that consent is not a coin flip. Few things to point out before we continue. Both are drunk underage kids, approximately 13. She does indicate fear with my heart sank. However, she did not share this with the other kid, nor was she ever threatened or made feel unsafe. She never said no. Maybe can be taken as teasing or as being too shy to say yes outright. Depends on the tone. I do this too sometimes, even when I want to say yes. After they flipped the coin, it doesn't mean that they had to proceed with what the coin told them to do. She likely would have not been met with any resistance if she said, actually, I don't want to. They did not do it. This is a very important part. They did not actually do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with the story itself. There's nothing wrong with the girl telling the story. It is the comments that made me regret the world that I live in. So let's go through them in order of most liked one to the least. And I'm not covering names. I'm not covering names because I'm not ashamed to call these people out. This is so important. Even if a yes is the answer. It's not consent if you're made to be afraid of saying no. It's not consent if it's drugged out of you. Society's idea of consent is depressing. Was this girl made afraid to say no? Was she threatened? If no violence is used or directed to you, how is your partner supposed to understand that it's a yes because you're afraid to say no? Your idea of consent would mess this world up so much. Imagine if you could just say, oh, I only agreed because I felt uncomfortable saying no, and the other person went to jail for forcing you to do things. And the fact that 5,000 people like this, at that point, is the sad point. These pictures were taken like 5 days ago. Now that like count might be through the roof for all I know. Everyone needs to be taught that anything other than an enthusiastic, conscious, and willing yes is a no when it comes to sex. Often the girl might not actually say no because she's scared of a violent repercussion. Maybe she was scared of losing her friend. Maybe she was scared that she would say the word and he'd do it anyway. At the end of the day, guys need to be taught not to put pressure on wee teenage girls, that the reluctant maybe of a minor isn't the same as a confident yes. That is her problem. Going by your rules, who will judge what is an enthusiastic enough to be a real yes? How about we teach our girls to say no like a normal fucking human being before persecuting people for asking them questions because your girl's yes wasn't enthusiastic enough to be a real yes when they were answering said question? It is rape. Don't kid yourself. Unless she said yes, it is rape. A non-answer means it is still rape. Making the decision for her with the coin flip? Rape. I know the word makes you feel uncomfortable, and it should, until you and others stop laying blame for rape at the feet of the person being raped, as you just did. It is disgusting, and I certainly hope you do not teach your children this. What rape? What rape? When did intercourse even occur? A coin flip is something that she has agreed to, and even after it she was not forced to perform. A maybe is not a no. If she didn't want to do anything, she could have said no at any time. And the boy would have probably not done anything. A non-answer is a non-answer. Depending on your body language, it could be, I don't want to be around you, to, I really want to do it right now. Sometimes initiating something does not require a conversation. A no, though, is a very clear vocal answer, and learn to use it. And now, by your definition of rape, have I just raped you? And saying maybe is not a yes, it is not consent. Flipping a coin is not consent. He raped her. It's people like you who perpetuate rape culture that disgust me. Guys, he raped her without laying his hands on her. He raped her with suggesting to flip a coin, like a stupid teenage kid might do. He is guilty of rape. Without even touching her down there, he is guilty of rape. This is where our society is going. And there's 200 people that think that this 13-year boy at that point was guilty of rape. We can teach our daughters many things. Unfortunately, no matter how many times we pound it into their hearts when they're pubescent and are going through the teen years, their actions are primarily hormone-driven and the uncontrollable need to please their peers and fit in. Oftentimes, the lesson we strive to teach them do not set in until after their rational thinking has subsided into a more adult mindset. Stating she should have stood up for herself is just another way of victim blaming and is completely uncalled for. So what you're saying is that women are stupid and hormone driven, therefore men, that would be just as hormonal at that time, should be the wiser people and make all of the smart decisions, because obviously we can't trust the stupid animals being women. They have absolutely no self-control. Instead of just blaming the male, I hope your daughter never gets raped. She'll only be blamed by her cunty mom. I'll call all of you cunts, but you all seem to lack the depth and warmth. You're all perpetuating rape culture and blaming the victim. She did nothing wrong. He forced her to have sex when she made it clear she wasn't comfortable. He forced her to have sex without violence or threatening. And he is a rapist without having sex with her. 165 people think this sentence is right. What in the world is wrong with you? You are completely correct. All or nothing. If induced under pressure, that is absolutely not consent. Consent should always be a resounding, conscious, clear yes. How does a yes differentiate from a resounding yes? Who will judge if it's resounding enough? And how is the man going to know that the woman is under pressure without her telling him so? Love rape. Was love really the last name of a person that they're responding to? Or do they love rape culture? Rape culture is when we make excuses for the rapist because they were drunk, but blame the victim because they drank too much. Rape culture is when the victim comes out and we say, "What were you wearing? How much did you drink? Do you have proof? Did you specifically say no?" Rape culture is where a victim is not protected, but interrogated. In case you haven't noticed, this is our culture. Well, how will you investigate the crime without asking questions about any proof? Or should a man be guilty the moment he gets accused? 69 people agree with man being automatically guilty. As for other points, acting a certain way is a valid way to reduce the chances of getting attacked. Wearing a miniskirt while drunk in a dark back alley might not be as smart as wearing jeans in a well-lit area while being surrounded with your friends. This does not excuse the crime, however common sense and self-protection should exist. If you were walking outside while waving dollar bills like some sort of fan, then yes, you're making yourself a foolishly easy target when it comes to robberies. It's why we say, don't leave your expensive belongings on your car seat when you leave the vehicle. Put it somewhere out of sight instead, like your trunk. Because while nobody will be blaming you if your stuff gets stolen, and the robber will be persecuted, but you did make yourself a very obvious target, and just from a pure human standpoint, that is a stupid thing to do. Plus, a consent can be removed at any time. Any time, you say? Like in the middle of doing it. "Oh, honey, I'm sorry, I don't feel like consent anymore. You're raping me. So let me just get off and call the cops on you." Or even better, after the fact. "Actually, I regret this. It is now rape." Imagine this done with any other thing in the world. "Can I borrow your car tomorrow?" "Oh yeah, sure, you can have it for 2 days." Several hours in, the owner calls the cops on you because they decided to remove their consent, and suddenly you have stolen it. He's being accused of pressuring someone who had clearly said no. She was a child. She didn't have enough strength to withstand the emotional blackmail. The answer isn't to say she shouldn't feel how she feels. The answer is to start making it clear to all men and boys that when a no is clearly given, that doesn't mean ask again in a minute. It means no. She clearly gave a no. When did that happen? At that point where she was at, well, maybe. Also, she is a child, but the boy is not. They're the same age. Are girls just permanent children, while men no longer have the right to a childhood? Oh, I'm sorry, 4-year-old Tommy, that you got in a fight with 4-year-old Sally. You see, Sally is a girl, and she just doesn't know what she's doing, because she's obviously a child, and how dare you? You're such an adult at that age. Rape culture exists. When I have to teach my girls to never drink too much or leave their drink alone, when I'm afraid as a woman to walk alone at night, when teenage boys say let's flip a coin when trying to pressure a girl into sex, that's not considered rape by many. That's tape culture. First of all, loving that tape culture, yo. That out of the way. Why would you leave your belongings lying around without protection? I wouldn't leave my food out in the public, not in the fear of getting drugged, but in the fear of someone might have spat in it, bit it, threw it away. As for not drinking too much, that is common sense, woman. Same as you don't drink and drive. Oh, it's rape culture that you have to tell your girls that, isn't it? It's just the evil men oppressing you with their common sense rules. Oh, and for wandering around alone, all adults can be afraid of that, because guess what? Night is not a very safe time, whether you're a man or a woman. She didn't say yes, therefore there is no consent, and it is in fact rape. It's that fucking simple. Hey guys, rape does not require there to be actual intercourse. Let's send that kid to jail. This is why it's so important to educate our boys. Parents stick their heads in the sand when it comes to sexual education, and fathers generally have this machoistic attitude to it all. A boy's virginity is a social shackle. My heart bleeds for this girl and all victims of rape. I pray that time heals it. My heart bleeds for all the real victims of rape, whose plight is now compared to that of being told a few sentences. It was rape. She wasn't sure what she wanted, and she was scared to say no, and he pressured her into having sex by flipping a coin. That is rape. She never agreed to it. And she never once said no, nor did she actually have sex. Really, I'm just so fucking sick and tired of the remaining comment section. You, people, you are the reason why men going their own way exists. You are the reason why less couples are formed, as boys and men are afraid to flirt or even suggest things lest they be accused of rape. You are the reason why slowly the world will turn around and less humans will be born every year. Because a lot of men are afraid of the witch hunts that people like you are calling for. I'll leave you with the rest of the comments that I took pictures of. I don't even want to read them or answer them individually anymore. Just the fact that these opinions are as widespread as they are really sickens me. So here's some pictures and some pleasant music. Good night.